What is up, guys? It is your boy MaineMania, and welcome back to another episode of MK Mobile. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with another round of the normal tower, but we also need to record Fatal tonight as well. We don't have a lot of time, so let's go ahead and jump on into the battle really quickly. I actually have a really interesting story to tell about somebody I met today, and we had a crazy conversation. Not switching up the build, I honestly didn't have a time to build a new team. I was just finishing up my battles, and then I realized, oh crap, like I have to do a whole lot of battles, and I'm running short on time, so we'll jump right into it for right now. I don't even remember which boss fight this is and what I need to do. I just remember I cannot tag out against this bastard. So we'll do what we can, try to get a team soaked, and then we'll wait until... Didn't get it there on the combo ender, but hopefully we'll get it here. If not, we're going to hold block and try to get the freeze so we can tag out. Got the team soaked and the freeze, and now we go to town. Alright. We're going to cancel that. Reason I cancel that is because sometimes the combo ender will put you out of sync. Plus, we're slowed down a little bit because of Sandstorm. So we don't want to lose our rhythm. You know, it's important to kind of keep your rhythm. They're going to still get some of that damage, and I know that soaked is going to wear off... Oh, God, soon. I'm not going to catch it. Let's just tag out. Save that one bar. We're kind of in the clear here at this point. So we honestly don't even need to go back to Raiden. We got enough damage done. If I get a team soaked here, I'll probably just go with him alone. I was blocking there. I don't know why it blocked, unblocked, and attacked, but my fingers did not come off of that button, y'all. I'm just going to go for the kill here, because he's going to get snared and I can just tag out. I mean, crippled. He's going to get crippled, so I can just tag out and use the special 2 with IJ2. So there we go, guys. There we go. Today was a very interesting day for me. Before I tell you, though, let's see what the reward is and let me try to get these battles done. Cross your fingers for your boy. Let me get these battles done. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We were able to get all of our battles done. And we need to do a little bit of farming. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this done really quickly. I probably should have showed you my team first. My bad. This isn't really... I guess this is one of my farming teams. It's not really, though. Especially since some characters will be dropping off soon. At the end of the day, both of the non-new Scorpions are almost done. I'll show you my progress so far. So, Injustice Scorpion. What the hell did I just say? Injustice Scorpion. He just needs 3 more battle mode wins. Ninjutsu is right behind him. He's at 483, and obviously MK1 Scorpion I've been working on as he's my newest diamond in the game. So trying to get him his X-rays and, well, his quote-unquote fatal blows, same shit, and his battle mode wins as well. He's technically on 2 teams right now because once both Scorpions get theirs and they're all good, I'm going to put him back on my other farming team so they can get themselves squared away and he can get the other 250 that he needs with Hat Trick and Lizard Jade. They have already gotten 250, so... MK1 Scorpion's going to get 250 with these 2 baby Scorpions, and then he's going to get his other 250 with these 2 characters that need their last 250. So once again, always just trying to work it out so that I can get all of these characters done. These are actually the only characters left I have in the game that need their battle mode wins. These few teams that I have left. Some of them don't even need battle mode wins. They just need fatal blows, X-rays. So, yeah, guys, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I probably just need to do a few more. Actually, let's get Injustice Scorpion as I tell you about my day. So today was a really interesting day, you know. It's a Saturday. I didn't really have like really big plans or anything like that. I think it's gonna say trial completed now. Well, tasks completed. Nonetheless, I didn't really have a lot to do today. I just needed to go to the post office And like today was like a day of like serendipity of sorts. just not in a love way, right? So I went to the post office, the regular USPS post office, and I didn't realize it's Veterans Day because we celebrated it at my job yesterday. But today's actually Veterans Day, and it's on a Saturday. Went to the post office, they're closed. It's Veterans Day. I had a package. Remember the jacket, the original jacket? I was returning that. So I'm about to ship it out. They sent me a prepaid label. I'm about to ship it out. Post office is closed. I'm like, damn, I need to return it because I'm pretty much at the end of that return window right now. And I already got my new jacket. Feeling great about that, right? It fits me so good, y'all. Anyways, I got like 3 compliments on it the first time I wore it out. I felt so good about that. Maybe because it was still new, you know, it looked new, but I rocked it real nice too. But nonetheless, right? Still feeling good about that jacket. But nonetheless, right? I think I said that like 4 times already. Let me rock. That happened, and as I'm walking out of the post office, other people are coming in too, thinking they're gonna catch the post office before they close. Post office been closed all day. It's a holiday. So one of the lady goes to the door, and I'm like, yeah, they're closed. And she's like about 15 to 20 feet away from me, but I'm holding the door for her because I know we were gonna have to leave. You know, there's no point. There's like a little section that you can walk into, like a lobby area where they have the PO boxes and like a self-service machine and stuff like that. But the actual post office itself, with like the counters and all that, the items that you can buy, whatever, that part of it is walled off and closed. But I'm holding the door for her to walk out, and as I'm holding the door for her, she's like, "You don't have to do that." I was like, "No, you know that, you know, you be a gentleman or whatever, and you hold the door for somebody." So I'm holding the door for her. She catches up. We walk out together. We're walking back to our cars, and and I'm like, I can't believe they're closed. Like, you know, I really had it in my head that Veterans Day was yesterday because we celebrated my job yesterday. She's like, yeah, well, they're closed, but UPS is not. And I'm over there like, well, that doesn't do me any good. And I look down at my box and I'm like, wait a minute. The prepaid label I was sent is actually from UPS, and they're still open. If I would have never held that door open for that lady, I would have never known that. I would have gone home, been mad, waited till next week, try to catch the post office on my lunch break, only to find out at the post office that I need to actually go to UPS instead. So it was so crazy to me how that happened, right? I did a nice gesture for somebody, which is nothing big, nothing crazy. I just held the door open for somebody, right? Sometimes you hold the door open for somebody that's right behind you, but she was like 15, 20 feet away. But still, I waited on her, and in that little banter that we had, I was able to get my package mailed on time. So I thought that was really interesting. I told myself I want to eat like a gyro or something like that, you know, before I go back in, before I head home. And I was gonna go to this Greek place to order a gyro, but then I remembered that my boy has a restaurant. You know, it's about 15 minutes away. But I was like, you know, if I'm gonna go spend some money on some food, why not support my boy? I never really get the chance to during the week because he's kind of far away and I can't make it there and back on my lunch break, which is usually when I do most of my editing anyways. So I was like, you know what? Let me go support my boy's business, you know? I'm gonna go do that. So I had to go support my boy's business and go buy my gyro. One of his boys stopped by to go visit him too. So the 3 of us are in the shop talking, and we're literally talking and talking and talking. Here we go, y'all. We're about to ascend this glorious top of the barrel gold character. Who's excited? Oh, shoot! We got broken ass Grandmaster Sub-Zero. We can't lose now. This is probably the least exciting Combat Pass character that they've come out with. Not a useless character though. Still a useful character and very good for Survivor. And even just protecting your team against certain battles, things like dark magic, things like it only takes one, etc. You can use him as your guinea pig, right? Use him as your punching bag somebody tags him with a special, or you see somebody with an X-ray or something like that, tag him in, make him eat it, because he can take the blow, and then, you know, go from there. Get a freeze, tag out to your main damage dealer, and work from there. So don't sleep on Grandmaster Sub-Zero, even though I'm playing around with him. He actually does have, you know, he does have utility, and you know, you learn how to use these characters. Utility means a lot. It really does mean a lot. But nonetheless, right? Me, my boy's making my food, and his boy's in there, and we're all getting to know each other. I've met his boy once or twice, but I don't even know his name. You know, just kind of like friend of a friend. You see him, you say what up, maybe dap him up, and then you kind of keep it pushing. But today we really got to know each other. We really got to know each other. Me and him were talking, and we're exchanging conversation and banter. And as we're talking, he was like, listen, man, I want to say this to you, and I don't know how to say this, but like, yo, you're a really special person. Like, has anybody ever told you that I think you should start a podcast? I was like, really? He was like, listen, I could listen to you talk all day. You're so educated, you're so articulate, and you're very knowledgeable. Like, we're talking about life and mostly girls and dating, right? We're talking about life and girls and dating and just the climate and the way things are today. How, for lack of better terms, how messed up the current generation is, and the current dating scene is. Like, people just don't have values anymore. There's no morals anymore. You know, everybody's very self-absorbed and seeking attention and validation and things like that. And we're having this conversation, and he's like, listen, man, I mean this when I tell you this. Like, you have a gift. Like, not only am I entertained, like, you keep things light, you know how to make things fun and keep things funny, but like, I would love to listen to a podcast of yours. And a big part of me wanted to say, by the way, like, I have a YouTube channel, and I have had a podcast before. I actually still have podcasts on my YouTube channel right now that I've done in the past. And that's just when I was new to it, like still getting my feet wet. I never really got into a rhythm, because it is very hard to do a solo podcast. It's actually really hard to do a solo channel. It really is. Like, I've already told you guys before, like 95% of the channels I watch are group channels, because they're more entertaining. And because it's easier for them to have banter with somebody else than keep people entertained in an empty room by yourself. Like, you're technically talking to yourself, even though you're talking to your audience. It is a lot harder to be a solo creator than a group creator. Group creator, you guys can feed off of each other, go back and forth on the dialogue. You do half of the work, and it's also easier. But when you're solo, you gotta be engaging and entertaining all at once. You gotta not run out of stuff to say. You gotta constantly have things to talk about, while also shielding certain things that you may be thinking but you probably shouldn't say. It's not as easy as it may look to a lot of people. But nonetheless, I wanted to tell this dude, like, I actually do have a channel. I used to do podcasting. I got started, but you know, it takes such a long time to do them, and blah blah blah, and then I lost my sponsors, and I kind of wanted to go into the whole spiel or whatnot, but I just kept it as, oh, thank you, man, I appreciate the compliment, you know. He's like, no, I'm serious. Like, I really feel like you're somebody I would go to for advice, because you're very knowledgeable and you do address things from multiple angles. You play the devil's advocate for the pros and the cons, without coming off, you know, condescending or judgmental, but also realistic at the same time. A lot of things in life today, a lot of people, especially today's standard, today's social scene, right? Today's society, they refuse to hold themselves accountable and live in reality. And I just feel like you have to be a realist. You have to be a realist. Like, things are what they are. You can tell yourself whatever story you want. You can put whatever type of icing on that cake you want to. But the reality is the reality. You have to be honest with yourself, whether it's good, bad, or if it's ugly. You gotta be honest with yourself about things, because that's the only way you'll grow and develop as a person. It's the only way you'll become better. It's the only way you'll have more successful relationships, friendships, business endeavors, etc. But nonetheless, he really took me out of just chilling, coming to check my boy mode, and put me into like, let's talk real. Let's talk real life. Let's talk introspective shit. Let's talk future. Let's talk about like reality, right? Let's talk about goals. Let's talk about ambition. Let's talk about these things. And he just really put me into that zone where I really felt like it was a business meeting, right? Versus like a casual conversation with somebody you just met. But we had a great conversation, and I just thought that was funny. And he was like, listen, man, if you had a podcast, I would love to support you. I know you don't know me like that, but like, here's my Instagram. The dude had over 50,000 followers on Instagram. He showed me his page, and basically, like, it turns out he's actually a somebody, you know? Like, not that 50,000 is great or anything like that, but you would never know, you know? Like, very humble guy. He has a $300,000 car. He's a day trader that makes a lot of money, you know, trading in the forex market every day. And he was like, I really wish you had a channel because I'd love to support you in some way. Like, not only do I find you engaging, and I just think you would make great content. Like, you should think about it. And if you ever decide to get it done, let me know. I'd like to help you if I can. If you ever like decided to start a podcast, let me know, man. I'd love to push that out to my people and let them know about it. And I just kind of found that funny because once again, you know, the post office incident just happened. And then here I am meeting this guy that wants me to start a podcast and wants to throw some support my way and like, you know, promote me to his following and everything like that. I just found that interesting. And you know, this isn't like me patting myself on the back. It's just, I had a very interesting day, and I haven't had a day this interesting in a really long time. And I've always lived by the creed of put out the energy you want to receive into the universe, right? I think it was Coach Prime that basically said, you know, you can't, if you want patience, you have to be patient with other people. If you want love, you gotta give love to other people. And the point is, you will only receive what you're already putting out. You cannot say, I want this, that, and the third, and do none of the work behind it. Even the Bible tells you that. Even the Bible tells you that. God will give you a gift, but you have to know how to use that gift. You have to put that gift to work. You have to work with that gift in order to receive your blessing, right? Right? He'll give you the seed, but you need to water the seed and take care of the plant in order to get the tree so you can finally reap the fruit from the tree. And I firmly believe in that. Like, there's a lot of things in life that are like that. So I try to treat people and speak to people with respect. I try to present myself in a respectful and you know, presentable manner, because that's the same energy I want back. I talk to people the way I would want to be spoken to. You know, I always try to treat people the way I would want to be, treated. And that's why sometimes it stings when people treat you a certain way, even though you've never given them that kind of energy. But that is life at the same time. Life will throw you those curveballs. And so today just really felt like a day of God putting the right people in front of me in life, right? The energy I've put out into people, like, it was immediately being returned to me, right? The post office, very simple, nice gesture. I opened the door for a lady. Oh yeah, you know, it sucks that they're closed today, but at least UPS is open. I actually just left there. They're still open though. And I'm looking down at the label on the package. I'm like, wait a minute. This is the prepaid label for UPS, not USPS, UPS. For those of you that are international, there's several different, postal services where you can mail things, packages and stuff like that. You have your standard American, aka United States Post Office, which is USPS. But then you have the international companies like UPS, FedEx, and DHL. So those are the major shipping companies to mail things out in, and the shipping companies are open, but our national post office is not, because today's an American holiday. So if I never had that conversation with that lady, like I said, I would have never known. I would have had no clue. I would have never known. And me opening the door for her and exchanging a couple of nice words. Hopefully you have a nice day, blah, blah, blah. Well, at least UPS is open. Wait, this is a UPS package. What am I didn't know it was a UPS label. I just printed the label, put it on the box, and was ready to drop it off to my normal post office. I had no idea it was a UPS label. I wasn't paying attention to that, you know? Like, I'd be on the go. I've been so busy running around, I just be on the go. But that happened, and then I ended up going to support my boy, right? I wanted to support a friend's business, right? He has, you know, a shop that sells gyros. I was in the mood for a gyro. Instead of going to the one up the street, I drove an extra 15 minutes, got to him, ordered for him, and in me supporting my friend's business, I ran into his friend who ended up wanting to promote my business, right? You know what I'm saying? So I just really feel like today was a day of serendipity of sorts. It was a day of the universe returning the energy I've been putting out. And I have felt like that a decent amount lately. You know, me getting the promotion at work, such a big blessing. I found out I had to move 2 weeks before I got my promotion. 2 weeks before I got my promotion at work, right? Back in August, I found, you know, I was told I need to move, right? I need to get out of where I'm living. I'm pretty much practically being evicted. And from that, I started saying to myself, looking at apartments. Apartments were stupid expensive around here. I live in a pretty, you know, affluent area. Not that I am, but this market has shot up through the roof because of the surrounding areas and how much property values and infrastructure has gone up. So this market is now very expensive versus when I moved here, it was nothing like this. It has shot up through the roof. And everything right now, we are in like a housing bubble. Housing, rent, everything is sky high right now. We're in like a seller's dream of a market. Everything is very high priced, and interest rates are making things 10 times worse. But I found out I had the place to live, and I really analyzed my finances, and I was like, I can't afford to get an apartment around here. Not on what I make now. You know, I honestly cannot afford to move into one of these apartments that are available. It's too expensive. Not with what I make. And I started applying for positions within. I said I need to make more money. You know, that's a reality every adult will face sometimes. It's like, what I make is not enough to survive off of and still protect my future and, you know, protect for a rainy day or, you know, hard times. And I started applying for a job, and I got an interview like right away. 2 weeks, like I literally interviewed, and they told me most people have to wait 2 weeks to find out. They literally told me like 2 days later that I got the job. And I thought it was the craziest timing ever. Still completely stressed out. Then I found out it was a 10 to 11 week training program where you have to pass exams in order to secure the job, right? You're pretty much on a probation period until you pass all your certifications. So, you know, I once again feel like I was in a rough position, but I've always done right by everybody around me, and I treat people with respect and just treat people, you know, nicely, whatever you want to call it. And here I am, pretty much being evicted, realizing I don't even have the income I need to survive in this market and get a place that I can live comfortably in. And I started applying for jobs, and I got a job like this. I got a promotion like this, literally like this. So, I mean, I really feel like this has been the universe showing me that, like, the way you're living your life is good. Don't stop, keep going, and good things will continue to come your way. I don't know if anybody's gonna find any of this motivating. I know I've been talking for a little while. Maybe this is my podcast of an episode, but it just goes to show you guys, man, like, you know, I'm a firm believer in karma. I'm a firm believer in a lot of these things, and I just once again believe that you need to put out the energy that you want to receive first. It's not going to come to you for free. You have to live the life of the person that you want to meet and the people that you want around you in your life. You know, society is going to be a reflection of, you know, your circle and what comes your way, whether it's dating, relationships, friendships, business deals. The things that come your way are going to be a reflection of the energy that you put out. They're going to be a reflection, you know, it's what you're going to attract. It's really the law of attraction at that point. But you just have to understand that you put out shitty energy, you're going to attract shitty people. You put out good vibes, good energy, positivity, that's what's going to, you know, make its way into your life. People are drawn to likeness and similarity. And just remember that, you know, I don't know if, once again, if this touches anybody out there or just opens up your eyes a little bit, but people respond in kind. So if you're a nice person and people see you have like an infectious personality and you put out nothing but love and positivity, you're going to attract the people that appreciate that, because they know they're like that too. And they know that's what they want in their lives too. But if you put out negative energy, don't be surprised if bad things keep happening to you over and over and over again. And listen, bad things happen to good people. Bad things happen to a lot of good people. But some things are out of your control. Control what you can control. And the only thing you can control are your actions and what you put out. So that was my interesting day. You know, today just really was an eye-opener. It was a big eye-opener for me. Met some cool people, had some cool conversations, but I really came full circle of how, like, the small good deeds that you do sometimes don't go unnoticed, and it may not get returned in the way you want it to get returned, but it may get returned into something else. Me and this guy, you know, exchanged information. Who knows? Maybe I will tell him about my channel one day. Maybe I will tell him about that. Maybe I'll start back up my podcast. Maybe I'll start doing episodes without gameplay in the background and just sitting here talking to you guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure yet. I really don't know. At the end of the day, though, I appreciate meeting good people and like-minded people. And, you know, it was just pretty dope. It was a dope feeling today. You know, I was talking about in the last few episodes, like, life has been really rough on me. You know, things have not been the easiest. There's obviously a lot I have not shared, but I do share some of the good, and I do try to share most of the positive vibes with you guys. And when positive things like that happen, they are infectious. You know, they put you in a good mood. They bring your spirits up, and from that, it becomes contagious. You are able to carry that good energy with you into the next thing you do and the next thing you do. And that is so important. Sometimes that's so important. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like I told you guys before, but this is the reason why I love YouTube and why, you know, YouTube is a passion of mine. It's because, like, there's times that I'm down, you know, and I don't want to talk about that in my content. I really don't. I don't want to bring you guys down. I want you guys to smile and have fun and laugh at goofy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, but there's times that I'm down, and there's Let's Plays and YouTube episodes of that I watch, and they bring me up and cheer me up. It may not make my day better all the time, but sometimes it's enough to make me smile and potentially have like a good feeling inside. It's wholesome, right? It's wholesome. And sometimes that wholesome, good energy feeling, you can take that and run with it to the next thing you do for that day. And it may not be, you know, game changing, but sometimes that little bit of good energy can change your day for the better. If you can take a little bit of good positive energy into the next thing you do, you may have a good positive outcome. And if that turns out good and positive, you may take that energy you got from seeing good results into the next thing, and then you end up having a very successful day, one way or the other. So energy is infectious, you know. Energy is very infectious, and the more positive your outlook can be and the more uplifting your energy can be, I can assure you, it may not happen immediately, it may not happen right away, and it may not happen in the way you want it, but I can assure you that energy will be returned to you. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my TED Talk. That's what I'm supposed to say, right? That's what they say. Y'all know the deal. If you enjoyed today's episode, as always, leave a like. If you want to show extra love, you got the thanks button, you got the join button. If you haven't already, subscribe if you're new. We got Grandmaster subs, so we're about to go undefeated in this game. And we got plenty more MK Mobile content to come. So show the channel some love. Lots of new things coming. Maybe a podcast. Who knows? You'll have to stay tuned until next time with MaineMania.